Welcome back. This is the final video in our Maps to Momentum series. In part one, we talked about the importance of mapping your current state processes. In part two, we looked at how those maps help you see roadblocks and opportunities. Today, in part three, we're going to talk about what to do with those maps. How do you bring them to life?
So I have a question for Sarah. Once a company has their map, what's next? How do they actually put it to work?
Sure. So that's where Jim and I come in at VILAS. So a map can tell you where things are, but it doesn't tell you how to use them. So we really help teams take those processes, and then we figure out where tools like ChatGPT and Copilot can actually make the work easier. So sometimes that's as simple as sharing updates across teams, and other times it's about real workflows. So we see examples like drafting proposals, creating marketing language, or pulling together research. And for us, we don't really consider it automation. It's really about the collaboration, and that's between people and the tools. And that's where the technology stops being just another app or another tool and starts acting like a real assistant.
I love that. And Jim, what does that look like in practice?
So for us, we don't necessarily show up with a predetermined playbook, right? So our trainings sort of evolve in real time. We're there as we walk through real examples with a team, with the person's team. That way you're not just learning features. You're learning really how to think beyond how these models work. So I always compare it a little bit to learning like an instrument, right? Or working with clay. So you and I could both pick up the same guitar, for instance, or a same lump of clay, but what we do with it is very different. And that's the part we really focus on with the teams. It's helping them figure out how to shape the tool to fit their specific work. And then you have a shared approach, which can make collaboration a lot easier.
Can you give us like a real example of that?
Yeah, so let's see. So for instance, if we're working with a department, let's say about 20 people, which is about the average amount of folks that we're working with at one time. At first, usually everyone has their own way of doing things, and the processes live in those different places, right? But by bringing them together, we help create like a shared knowledge base so that the team can actually use it, right? That way the company's voice or the mission stays consistent no matter who's doing the work. Instead of the knowledge just sitting in silos, with independent people, it becomes more like what we consider like a living hub that can grow and update in real time.
And so I have one more question too for Sarah. So processes mapped plus training, is that the sweet spot?
Yeah, exactly. So the map is always a great place to start, but if no one knows how to use it or how to bring AI into it, then it just sits there. So once you connect clear processes with AI, then things really start to click. And that's where we find work moves faster, the collaboration feels easier amongst team members, and people actually start to feel more productive. So that's when AI stops being just a buzzword and becomes something practical that fits into your day-to-day.
Beautifully spoken, as always. And that kind of wraps our Maps to Momentum series. Thank you for watching all three parts. If you're ready to move from mapping to real progress with AI, reach out to us at Pytlak Werner or at VILAS AI. We look forward to continuing the conversation.